Tom was on fire from the get-go. He was so fast, so loose, precise. He was hurting Tybora with every single shot. The hand speed was ridiculous and power to match. I'm telling you.
Imagine stepping into the UFC heavyweight division with all odds against you, only to leave your opponents questioning if they even belong there. That's the reality Tom Aspinall has created. He's not just another heavyweight, he's a terrifying combination of speed, precision and strategy, leaving fighters scrambling for survival. But how did a guy from Wigan, England, rise to become the UFC's most feared heavyweight, and can anyone stop him? No one has impressed the MMA community as much as Tom Aspinall has. But what makes him distinct from the other massive contenders fighting for leadership in the octagon? Aspinall's quick climb is just getting started. As the octagon doors slam shut on his next opponent, one question remains. Can anyone halt this figure?
In comes officially 45 seconds. Round number one. Referee Dan Mulvaney puts a halt to the bout for your winner by TKO, Tom Aspinall!
Alex, Zach, Josh, I will be coming on to giving a shout out to Alex, Zach and Josh, his kids at home.
Welcome to the UFC, my friend. That was incredibly impressive. I mean, it was flawless. You measured him with the right hand, then you nailed him with that knee to the midsection. Tell me the game plan. Talk to me about what you meant to do coming in here.
I was supposed to do exactly that, Dan, to be honest. I was just supposed to feint him, measure him.
Tom Aspinall distinguishes himself from typical fighters in the UFC. He certainly has a large frame similar to other heavyweights. The speed of his promotion and the fast overthrowing of opponents set him apart. In 2020, Aspinall shocked fans by quickly knocking out Jake Collier at his UFC debut. Honestly, blink and you missed it. I mean, the fans were probably still settling into their seats when the fight ended. Unlike the beefy contenders from previous eras, including Brock Lesnar or the persistent operators like Cain Velasquez, Aspinall is agile and powerful. His skillful mixture of speed and force places him among a small group of heavyweights. He strikes with intelligence along with force. He focuses on vulnerabilities using great precision to break down rivals in situations that confuse and overwhelm them. And the UFC has taken notice. Aspinall moves swiftly towards the forefront and looks set to endure among the best. But before he was dismantling heavyweights in seconds, Aspinall nearly walked away from the sport entirely. Imagine if that happened. Would the UFC heavyweight division even look the same today? Although it might seem quick to some, ready for UFC stardom took months for Tom Aspinall to achieve. As a child in Wigan, he was fated toward a career in the martial arts world. As a Brazilian jiu-jitsu master and past fighter himself, Andy Aspinall guided Tom's journey in the sport. As a teen, Tom showed he stood out in the ring.
Ear goes next to his ear. Any finish, I'll leave it up to you, just as long as the pressure's forward and my ear's next to his ear. Usually, people always tell you to get the hooks in. You don't need hooks to finish a ring. Like this choke is strong enough to finish anybody without hooks. Like you can see my fight with Arlovski, finished it with no hooks because I'm putting the pressure going forward. If we're in this kind of position, I need hooks now. He's gonna roll out of it. If I'm stuck behind him this way and I'm pressing forward, I don't need no hooks. I look from this. Any kind of grip, it doesn't really matter because this position is enough to finish him at any choke. As long as my ear is next to his ear, that's the most important thing. If I'm like this, it's not going to work. It's going to be this way. Finish from there, whichever way you want, I'll leave it up to you.
As a teenager, first learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and then shifting to MMA, Tom established a strong base that merged grappling techniques with powerful striking. At 17 years old, he had created a strong amateur record and showed an undeniable desire for success when he became a professional in 2014. Achieving success requires great effort. Aspinall dealt with economic struggles along with a chance of regional challenges that threatened to disrupt his career. Once he confronted the challenges of caring for his family's needs, he nearly considered ending his MMA career for a safer occupation. Picture a reality in which Tom Aspinall gave up fighting. How far did he get from renouncing a wish that now looks set? Despite his age difference with him, his dad was essential in motivating the fighter to persevere. After a break in 2018, Aspinall returned to the cage in 2019 as he fought for Cage Warriors and won 2 remarkable bouts which brought him to the UFC.
So a special moment for the UK's Tom Aspinall. It's pretty much been the plan since Tom was able to walk that he would get here to the UFC. Maximum 3 5s of heavyweight action. There is Tom Aspinall making his UFC debut. And returning after a very long layoff, November 2017, is Jake Collier. He's making his UFC heavyweight debut. Round number 1. Aspinall in the red, Collier in the blue. Look out for the boxing of Aspinall. He's got pro boxing experience and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He moves like a welterweight.
In July 2020 at Fight Island 3, UFC staged Aspinall's debut against Jake Collier. Collier possessed great skill, yet Aspinall seemed unbothered. Within a minute, he delivered heavy blows that put Collier out and earned him the Performance of the Night award. After just 1 bout, the UFC identified a fresh heavyweight star, and the public soon acknowledged it. Next came a list of equally standout victories. Almost immediately afterward, he squared off against Alan Bodott in the octagon to analyze the emerging talent. Once more, he rapidly took down his adversary with a knockout record-setting quickness. His combination of power and precision made it clear. In reality, Tom Aspinall proved to be a standout fighter, not just an emerging talent.
I mean, they really tested the octagon wall there, because look at that. They hit that with some, 520 pounds or so hitting it. And then, yeah, Andre turns his back, trying to get back to his feet, made a mistake. Tom Aspinall capitalized. Another great win early in round 2.
And for the official result, here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rear naked choke submission comes at the official time. 1 minute, 9 seconds of round number 2. For your winner out of Liverpool, England, Tom Aspinall!
It was against Andrei Arlovski that Tom Aspinall secured his position in the heavyweights. It was thought that the veteran and legend Arlovski would serve as Aspinall's first significant qualification. Aspinall proved to the audience he did more than just land knockouts. He was a well-rounded athlete. Tom Aspinall conclusively beat Arlovski in the second round through a rear naked choke submission. Was this the realization for everyone that Tom Aspinall would reach greatness? There was an increase in confidence for Aspinall with every bout. In March 2022, he top-billed UFC Fight Night 204 and squared off against Alexander Volkov, a prominent Russian striker known for his successful career in Bellator and the UFC. The long arms and precise strikes of Volkov were thought to make life difficult for Aspinall. However, the British fighter proved himself again in the challenge. In a straight armbar submission victory against Volkov at UFC 286, Aspinall gained another Performance of the Night honor.
Well, time now to give Tom Aspinall his moment. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 45 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a straight arm lock, Tom Aspinall!
Capturing Volkov was important for multiple factors. Moreover, besides elevating Aspinall's standing, it also demonstrated his readiness to embrace different styles of competitors. With his great reach and measurement, Volkov proved a tough adversary. Nonetheless, Aspinall's ranges of ability turned out to be key. He could take down his rivals nearly as fast as he was able to knock them out. Who could present him with genuine competition in that division? But with any kind of rapid increase, the problem is that sooner or later, the going gets tough. Aspinall was scheduled to fight Curtis Blades in July 2022, a veteran wrestler who likes to dominate his opponents. Audiences could barely wait for the fight, which was described as a title eliminator fight. Just 15 seconds into the fight, the unthinkable happened. Aspinall tried to kick Eriksson in the body, and as soon as Aspinall put his leg forward, his knee gave way. The bout was finished almost before it started by a TKO by injury to Aspinall.
5-minute rounds of action. Aspinall is wearing red, Blades is wearing black. This fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
Tom said he's going to push the action, but he's got to be careful. Curtis just landed 2 huge right hands.
Whoa!
No!
His knee's gone.
Wow!
His knee's gone.
Oh, such a shame.
What a tragedy that is. Oh no.
After discussing the injury, inject a sense of high stake. Many fighters don't come back from injuries like this, but Aspinall, he wasn't just coming back. He was planning to come back and destroy. Could the UFC heavyweight division handle a version of him with nothing left to lose? Injury like this particular one that Aspinall got could block any fighter's career completely. Sprained MCL, injured meniscus and ACL problems, these are the things that end careers before players can even get started. But Aspinall is not just any fighter because WAMMA is not just any organization. Thus, to continue his endeavor and climb the ladder once again, he underwent surgery and subsequent torturous physiotherapy. In interviews, he freely admitted the injury was a huge blow, both mentally and physically, but he was also very confident about his ability to come back and be even better. Taking a year to heal, in July 2023, fighting in an octagon, Aspinall met with Marcin Tybura. The stakes were high. Would Aspinall's leg be able to withstand that? Could he still run as fast as he did back when he had dominated the soccer world?
Big shilling! It's a fairy tale return for Tom Aspinall! Well. He makes quick work.
The get-go, he was so fast, so loose, precise. He was hurting Tybura with every single shot. The hand speed was ridiculous.
The answer came quickly. Aspinall determinedly knocked Tybura out in the first round and showed that his injury was not a problem for him anymore. His leg looked perfectly fine after undergoing surgery as he delivered a high kick that put real pressure on Tybura before unleashing a series of punches that made the referee wave the bout off. Once again, Aspinall took home the performance of the night bonus and the heavyweight division was officially on notice. Tom Aspinall was back. Aspinall's return to the octagon was a statement to the whole UFC heavyweight division win over Tybura, and he's stronger, faster, and overall more dangerous than in his previous incarnations too. He learns with each fight the technicalities of the fight, and by adapting, he manages to create madness for any fighter. Yet, with this kind of promotion hugely possible, there come other difficulties that he is bound to face. Will Aspinall be able to stand the pressure of being a contender? Can his knee deal with the rigors of title fights? But most significantly, would he be able to topple obvious competition like Cyril Gane, Sergey Pavlovich, or perhaps even an equally out of sorts John Jones? There is never a lack of strong and experienced individuals who are inside the heavyweight division. Aspinall's call for an almost relentless striking assault could be a focal point of vulnerability to Cyril Gane, who relies greatly on technical striking and movement to get the upper hand. Another young talented kickboxer who also created his sensation with his aggressive knockouts is Sergey Pavlovich, and of course, the undefeated champion John Jones casts his own shadow over this division. Aspinall has boasted about being able to beat Jones, but that is easier said than done. Aspinall has his work cut out for him, and if Jones does come back, most people believe he is the greatest MMA fighter of all time. Tom Aspinall stands as the primary figure amid the decision point for the UFC heavyweight division. His relentless climb to victory has resulted in a record of damaged bodies and dashed aspirations. His journey is still ongoing. The question now is, who will be next? Can anyone stop him? From the first bout forward, Aspinall is currently reigning as his fame expands with every contest. His narrative reflects his strength and ability to overcome challenges. For a long time, the heavyweight group has not experienced anyone like him. Numerous important obstacles lie ahead for Tom Aspinall, and a wrong turn could stop his ascent to greatness. What do you think? Is Tom Aspinall capable of continuing his brutal rule in the UFC, or will he confront a rival soon? In the octagon, anything can happen unexpectedly. Be ready, because the Tom Aspinall phase continues without any closure.